Today guys, we're going to be making a very popular and delicious dish. We're going to be making some Huevos Rotos, or Spanish broken eggs. And it's extremely easy to make, tasty, delicious, maybe not that healthy, but it is something that you will see here in Spain. So let's get started with this delicious recipe. The first step in making this recipe is picking a potato to fry. Today I'm using agria. It's a very good frying potato here in Spain. You can either use Yukon Golds, Kennebecs, or even russet potatoes will do. Any of these. Now it's time to peel the potatoes. Either one, we do this in the sink, or you do this with, say, a little tray or something underneath so it catches all the shavings. It's much easier and cleaner in the end. And we just peel from top to bottom. And if you do need a recommendation on a peeler, then I do recommend this one that I'm using. It's more of what we use in the professional kitchen. And then if you do see any bruises or anything like this on the potato, you need to get rid of them because obviously this is not something that you want on your French fries. Now once all the potatoes are peeled, I'm going to cut these into small batons or little fries. I'm going to cut off one end so they don't roll. I'm going to square off the end so it's more or less flat. And then I'm going to make my measurement of about a centimeter, more or less. Once you cut all the potatoes one way, flip them on the side and cut them more or less again a centimeter the other way, and that's it. You have easy and ready to make French fries. Now, if you don't have a little fryer at home, then I would recommend getting a pot that has a thicker bottom to it so it's easier to control the temperature. And the type of oil to use is any oil that has a higher smoking point. Sunflower oil will work, soybean, any of these oils. You're going to bring it up to about 1 inch to 1.5 inches in the pan. You don't want it too full. And we're going to bring the temperature up. Now while that's coming up to temperature, we're going to take our French fries and we want to wash off the excess starch. So we're just going to run these out under some cold running water a couple times until the water is clear. And after you see that the water is clear, I'm going to lay out a little towel and we're going to pat these dry. Now today I'm going to show you a method on double frying. This is a way of actually making the French fries a little crispier and cooking them all the way through. It's something that we do a lot in the professional kitchen. So the one method is to first bring the temperature of the oil up to about 180 centigrade. You're going to put the potatoes into the oil. You're going to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you're going to either turn it on low or turn off the heat and just let the residual heat cook the potatoes through. Now once you can take a knife and it'll go cleanly through a potato, it's done. This is the moment that we want to remove them from the oil. We want to put them into another little tray with a little bit of paper, and we want to let these cool. And if you want to speed up the process, then I would recommend putting these into the fridge to allow them to cool even faster, and it will also extract more of the moisture from the potatoes because the fridge is cold and it's a dry environment. And another trick on telling when the potatoes are done is when you can actually take one and smash it, and if it's just like this, it's completely done. Now once the potatoes are cool, we're going to bring the temperature back up to about 180 centigrade or a little higher because we want to fry fast and hot. We're going to drop a portion of the potatoes in, not all of them, because this will drop the temperature of the oil. And it's a good idea to have another little tray with a little bit of paper towel or something off to the side, so that way when they're done, we can just take them straight out and put the others in and continue the process. Now once your French fries have a nice golden brown color on them, we're going to remove them from the oil. I'm going to add a little bit of salt Maldon, and that's it. Now I'm going to show you guys how to fry a Spanish egg. It's with a lot more oil than you're probably used to. If you are enjoying this video, guys, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and check out the rest of my delicious recipes on my channel. So here's the trick. You want a nice saute pan, an omelet pan. We're going to add a decent amount of oil to the pan, a good amount. Now while the pan is heating up, I'm going to pre-crack a few eggs. I'm going to have those off to the side and ready. And when the oil gets to the point, not smoking, but when it gets extremely hot, this is the moment that we add the egg to the pan. Now for this step, I would recommend using a towel or something to cover your arm just in case, because it will spit because of all the oil and all the water, and just to be a little safer, just for you guys. But this is a moment that you want to be quick. So you're going to use a spatula or a little spoon to coat the egg with more hot oil, and it'll start popping and cooking extremely fast. Once it has a little bit of color on it, and once the yolk has been covered, it's not fully cooked, it's covered, you're going to remove it as quickly and as easily as you can without spilling the oil onto another plate and set that aside, and repeat the process after you have a couple eggs. The only thing that we're missing now is a little bit of Jamon Serrano or Jamon Iberico and a little bit of chopped parsley. Once you have all of this ready, we're going to take our little bowl. I'm going to add the eggs to the bowl. I'm going to cut them up. I'm going to add the French fries in, a little bit of salt, a little bit of parsley, give it a good mix onto the plate or the pizarra, and I'm going to add a little bit of ham to it, a little more parsley. It may not be something that you've seen before. It's something that I'm sure that all of you can actually make at home because all these ingredients are readily available. And well, it's something that you will see here when you visit Spain. Now guys, if you would like a recommendation on like what other tapas or what other recipes could I try, then I would recommend clicking on this video here to see exactly what we eat in Spain.